Tēnā koutou te Reo-Trepeneurs of Tākina. Welcome to week 2 of your te Reo-Trepreneurship. This week we are looking at the tūiho or core comment here. How many? Now there is only one question. How many? Or how many things are there? E here. And there are two responses. There is, there are. Let's take a deeper look into it. So, what I want you to do is simply sit in the space that you're sitting in, put your head up and look around the room, and I just want you to actually ask yourself, how many, and identify objects. So for example, how many chairs are there? How many doors are there? How many walls are there? How many lights are there? How many phones are there? I just want to give you about 5 seconds to be able to do that. So I want you to look around the room and do that. Toru wha. How many chairs are there? How many tables are there? How many doors are there? How many lights are there? How many TVs are there? Ka pai. So obviously, how many things are there? Now, mā te reo teina, or how we say that in te reo Māori, is simply e hia ngā, and then identify the object. So for example, in that same sequence that I just used, how many chairs are there? E hia ngā turu. How many tables are there? E hia ngā tepu. How many doors are there? E hia ngā kuaha. How many TVs are there? E hia ngā TVs. If you I wouldn't say if you don't, but don't worry too much about not knowing the Māori kupu or the Māori vocab or terms for objects and things. That can come later. The important thing is that you understand how to use e here. How many things are there? Okay, now let's look at the two responses. The first one being there is one. So doing that same thing again, I want you to look around your house. Now there may be 2 or more, but I just want you to say, yep, there is one chair, there is one table, there is one door, there is one light, so on and so forth. I'll give you 5 seconds to do that. Toru wha. There is one chair, there is one table, there is one door, there is one light, there is one TV. Kei te pai? Awesome. How we say that mā te reo teina? Simple. Ko tahi te, and then you identify the object. Here's an example. There is one chair. Ko tahi te tūru. There is one table. Ko tahi te tepu. There is one door. Ko tahi te kuaha. There is one TV. Ko tahi te TV. Ka pai. Next one, we're going to obviously look at plural, or there's probably 2 or more things. So here's an example. Looking around the room again, quantifying things. There are 2 chairs, there are 2 tables, there are 2 doors, there are 6 lights. Let's give that one a go. I'll give you 5 seconds to have a look and just say there are objects. Toru wha. There are 4 chairs, there are 2 tables, there are 2 doors, there are 6 lights. Ka pai. Now how we do that mā te reo teina, and you can see it on your sheet, in kawa tuarua, you'll see that there's a line there. Now that line actually answers the core comment here, or it's a response to it. So obviously it's any number. And if you've watched the Taki video, you should know how to count from 1 to 10,000. So any number you put in kawa tuarua. Ka pai, because the question is, how many? E here. 1, ko tahi. 2, e rua. Ka pai, so always put the number in kawa tuarua. So, going back to using e ngā, there are 2 chairs. E rua ngā turu. There are 4 tables. E wha ngā tepu. There are 6 lights. E ono ngā lights. Kei te pai? Simple as that. Alright, so a bit of a recap. Here we go. Key question. How many chairs are there? E hia ngā turu. There is 1 chair. Ko tahi te turu. There are 2 chairs. E rua ngā turu. Now you can go right up to 9,999 if you wanted to. And that is just the way to exercise using numbers. Now, here's a few key things that you need to take note of. The first one is Any number starting with 1, we do not use the pūhia e. So for example, 1, kotahi. You do not say e kotahi. 10, te kau. 100, kotahi rau. 1,000, kotahi mano. Kei te pai? Also, we use e here to identify and quantify objects and things only, not people. That has another pūhia, which is something that you'll learn later on in your journey. So those are pretty much the key things to look at the moment. How many things are there? E hia ngā. There is 1, kotahi te. There are 2, e rua ngā. Ka pai? Now let's apply any of those statements to tauiho. I'm going to use 2 examples in the tauiho. I'm going to use there is 1 chair and there are 2 chairs in my tauiho examples. Mā te reo tuakana and mā te reo taina. There is 1 chair. Is there 1 chair? There is 1 chair. How many chairs are there? There is 1 chair. Yes, there is 1 chair. No, there are 2 chairs. Kotahi te tūru. Kotahi te tūru. Kotahi te tūru. E hia ngā tūru? Kotahi te tūru. Ai, kotahi te tūru. Kao, e rua ngā tūru. Now we're going to construct a hia rerenga using whākau, language consolidation. Construct a hia sentence, deconstruct, reconstruct, and reversion. So, first things first, obviously we know what our core comment is. Our tūiho is here, how many. Step 1, kawa tuarua, select a tū here. Now tū here is any counting base word, which is pretty much any number, and you know how to count from 1 to 10,000. I'm going to choose the number 2. So I'm going to put rua in kawa tuarua. Step 2, kawa tuatahi. Select a pū here. Now you've only learned 1 pū here, and that is e. By now you should have e rua. Step 3, kawa tuatoru. Now we're selecting something from the tohu kāwai, which is something we'll talk about over the next couple of weeks. On the tohu kāwai, we have on the bottom rung of the tohu kāwai, we have what we call pūmau, or noun starters, and that is where we get te and ngā from. So we only use te if there's only one thing, and we use ngā if there are plural things. So we're going to use ngā and put it in kawa tuatoru. Now we should have e rua ngā and pretty much a gap open for any object. Ka pai, so I'm going to use chairs, e rua ngā tūru. We should now have e rua ngā tūru. Now let's deconstruct that. So taking away tohu kawa tuatoru. Then we're left with the kawa tuatahi and kawa tuarua. Now we take away the kawa tuatahi and we're only left with the core comment, which is obviously rua. Okay, now we're going to reconstruct. I'm going to change my number to rima. Rima, select a pū here, kawa tuatahi, e rima. And then kawa tuatoru, select from the tohu kāwai, e rima ngā tepu. Apai? Then you can obviously reversion. Now what we mean by reversioning is you should be able to know, or you should know that you can actually change the number or change the object to pretty much anything and reversion that same phrase. By now we should have e rima ngā tepu.